First of all, I want to let you know that Uganda's economy, which had been affected by a series of economic shocks, including COVID-19, then we had these other things which came in, inflation, as a result of the COVID and the wars which we have been affected by. These wars in the Middle East, the wars in Russia, the wars here in Africa, in Sudan. We have had Ebola here, we had the floods, we had the drought. We've had a combination of things in the past 4 years. I want to tell you that now we have recovered fully from those economic shocks. The economy in the past 2 years has increased very significantly. Now the total GDP of Uganda is $53.6 billion as at end of June this year of 2024. The GDP was $53.6 billion. If you translate that in Uganda shillings, that is 202.7 trillion shillings. And the growth rate of this GDP this last year was 6.1%. Now, this is one of the highest growth rates in the region and in the world. The economy expanding at 6.1% last fiscal year was one of the best performances. Why have we recovered? Did we recover because we are praying a lot, because we are having good luck? No. The economy has recovered because it is well managed. We have seen recovery across board in agriculture, in industry, in services. And it's mainly because of good economic management. So as a result of that, you see that exports have increased, the exports have grown. I'm going to give you figures on each economic variable. We have seen investors coming into the country in bigger numbers and also bringing bigger money. I'm going to give you the numbers. We have also seen the area of agriculture. When you look at agriculture, because of these programs we are implementing as government, the parish development model, which now has sent to the people over 2 trillion shillings with Ugandans, and then they have invested this money in agriculture. This has led to agricultural production to be stimulated, and we have seen increase in the performance. So we have seen, therefore, the economy growing in all sectors because of that. Now, I will turn to the various economic indicators. When we are measuring the health of the economy, there are various indicators we use to measure that performance. The first one is the GDP growth, which I have talked about. The second one is inflation. We have seen inflation reducing. Inflation, you remember, Ugandans used to ask you on radio why the prices of goods were rising so fast. Around 2022, up to December, inflation was high. It reached double digits, 10.7% in October of 2023. Inflation was very high. But now, this last month of November, inflation reduced to 2.9%. Our target inflation in Uganda, the one which we want to see that the prices don't rise beyond, is 5%. For us to achieve other economic objectives, inflation should not rise above 5%. But now it is at 2.9%. last month, much lower than the target. The lower the inflation, the better. So this now has led to the prices of goods and services not to rise very fast. But I want you to understand that inflation does not necessarily measure the level of price, but the rate at which prices are rising. Because sometimes people say, oh, those people finance and Ugos, they have told us inflation has reduced, but the prices are still high. Inflation is measuring the increase in price, the speed at which the prices are increasing, but not the level. So inflation, when it reduces, means the prices will rise at a slower pace, at a lower pace. And that's what we have seen now in recent months. The prices are no longer rising very fast. You can even check them. Fuel prices, food prices, and many other general merchandise. The prices have remained stable, but they are still relatively high in some of the prices. They will reduce when inflation turns negative. When inflation turns negative, that's when prices reduce. But also we don't want inflation to be negative. It's not good. It discourages producers. When you leave inflation to be negative, it means that prices will grow. Like farmers now who grow fruits, who grow matoke, who grow the potatoes in Uganda, the cassava in Uganda and so on. When the prices drop, they will not go back to the garden. They will say prices have collapsed. That's why we need a balance. As long as the prices don't rise very fast, we are fine. The economy is okay. And I'm telling you now, the prices have reduced. When I turn to the financial sector, we have also seen interest rates. The price of money has stabilized. It was rising, the interest rates were rising. Now they have stabilized, and we have seen the financial sector lending out more money at relatively reducing interest rates. The lending rate is going down. The rate at which government is borrowing money from banks has also been stable, what we call the yields. The yield curve of Uganda has been relatively stable, plateaued, because of the stability in the financial sector.